Hello and welcome to Tips and Tools for Sunday School, where we're training teachers and building programs for life transformation. And I'm your host, Coach Patty. So glad that you have joined us here in our Sunday School community. Do me a big favor, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and become a member of this community. And you could also email us and become a part of our email list so that when we begin our newsletter, you'll be a part of that as well. This is the year to become a better communicator. The year to become a better communicator. One of the things I've noticed in visiting Sunday school teachers, Bible study teachers, in person and virtual, is that we have to be able to communicate the word of God clearly, concisely, and compelling. So I need you to become a clear, concise, and compelling communicator of the word of God. And we've given some tips already, but today I want to talk about 10 tips to becoming a great storyteller. Communicating the word of God, communicating in presentations, you have to be able to tell a story, and you have to be a good storyteller. So here are 10 tips to becoming a great storyteller. Number one, you have to know your audience. You have to know your context. You have to know your setting, your demographics, your what's happening. You must know your audience because every story is not going to fit for every audience, and you may have to modify or adjust your story for your audience. So the very first thing is, who are you talking to and why are you talking to them? Here's the next one. What's the point of this story? What's the message you want them to get? When you finish telling this story, they should be walking away with the point. So know the point of your story. Otherwise, you're just talking. Timing. Number 3, timing. When do you tell this story? That's very important. Not only, when do you tell this story? When do you insert it in your presentation? When do you insert it in your lesson? Timing is so important for that story to land. It has to be the perfect timing. And here's another big one. How long is this story? Is it a short story? Is it a long story? But it has to be the right length to get your point across and engage your audience. All right. So make sure you know the right length of this story. You need an attention getter. So when you get ready to tell a story, you have to say something and do something so the people know that you're transitioning from the factual part to telling a story. Simple things like, this happened to me one time, or I can't believe this happened. Let me tell you this story. Okay, you have to have something to get their attention so now they can pay attention to what you're about to say. You got to be clear in telling your story. And the only way you can be clear is you must practice. And when I say be clear about your story, who are the characters? What's the plot? What's happening? What's going on? The story has to be clear. It can't be mumbo jumbo. You can't be jumping around. Say, I meant to tell you this part first, because if you don't know this part, you're not going to get that part. No. Story has to be clear. Make sure you practice telling it till you have it down. Very good. Here's another one, body language. As a communicator, all of this becomes a part of your communication package. You must engage your body to engage your environment. Use everything you have to tell your great story. And here's another one, your vocals. Your voice is your instrument. And it is one of the most powerful things you have as a speaker and as a storyteller. You can up your volume or you can bring it all the way down. You can change the sound and the vocality and the tonality of your voice, which would make a difference in telling the story. Senses. Engage all the senses. So when you're telling the story, what do we see? What can we hear? What do we smell? What can we taste? What are we touching? When you use the senses, you bring the story to life. You can really connect with your audience if they can say, I heard the fire truck coming down the street. It was so loud. People hear the fire truck, right? I smell the fire. I mean, it was burning. It was burning my nose. People can connect with the story, okay? Use all the senses. And lastly, this is one of the most important ones. Connect the story back to the main point. Take this story and connect it back to your factual presentation. Close that story and make it connect back to your main point so people walk away with, okay, this story helps me understand this main point of my presentation. Okay, hopefully this helped you. 10 tips to becoming a great storyteller. Make sure you use those 10 tips and tell your story. Because remember, we teach for life transformation. This will even help you in your regular life if we're going to just be doing presentations. Become a great storyteller. But here at Tips and Tools for Sunday School, we're training teachers to teach for life transformation, and being able to tell a great story will only help you teach the lesson, engage the student, and ensure that life transformation takes place. All right, that's our tip for today. Remember to subscribe to our page if you haven't. Tell your friends to join us here at Tips and Tools for Sunday School. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we will see you next time.